Good evening, everyone. This is Chad. Today I'm going to talk to you about a particular topic. Recently in my new startup business, I switched target markets. We realized the market that we were competing in was the wrong industry. We're going to call it Industry A, and Industry B is the new industry. Industry A, here's why we had a problem with Industry A. Industry A was an industry that was reactive. We had a very innovative solution for this industry, but this solution required a little bit of self-efficacy. And this industry was designed as a reactive industry from the moment it spawned. And reactive is the reason why we have a lot of problems, is because our society is transitioning into a reactive society. Now, I know a lot of the INTPs that are watching this video, or even some ENTPs, are not going to they're going to understand what I'm saying, but you guys are really just sitting back and watching this happen. And I'm going to ask you, please help. You guys have brilliant minds. Find a way to help resolve some of these issues in the world and use your talents and brilliance. Not what school has told you as you're a misfit and you don't belong, but use what you got, man. You guys got some serious brilliance that I wish I could have. I sleep at night, and when I sleep, I wonder, wow, what would it be like to have you guys' brains? But anyway, off that point is this reactive problem that we're having is because we're as a society, we're not taking responsibility. And it's because I made this huge mistake in business. I targeted a market which doesn't take responsibility. I'm not saying that every person in Industry A doesn't take responsibility. I'm saying that market in general does not take responsibility. It is, I want someone to provide a solution for me. I have lost my power of choice. We are all born in the United States. I don't know about all these other countries, and maybe if this is an international video or not, that'd be great if I was able to reach out to those people. But I will say that we have been letting our values go as a nation. It's now about what disadvantages I have and how I can play on those disadvantages to get what I need, versus good old-fashioned taking responsibility and hard work. It doesn't mean a lot of people are going to say, well, I was born disadvantaged, and I don't want to hear it. And it doesn't matter. You have choice. How much is a book these days? How much is information? How much is Google? Like, you have that access at your fingertips. I guarantee you, the people who are saying they're disadvantaged here locally in the United States have a cell phone. You have a cell phone, okay? You have access to Google. If you want to know something and you want to get good at something, you can look it up. You can research it. So if you're telling me that you don't have advantages, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to buy it. It's time to move forward. It's time to take your skills and contribute to society, which now the new currency is not financial. It's contribution equity. How much is your net value going to be based on what skills you're building this present day? What can you contribute to society? How much are you worth to society? And granted, I'm not talking about the average masses of people. I'm talking about if you were to put a tangible measure on what you can contribute to society, that's what contribution equity is. What can you contribute? My views may be outdated. Most people may disagree with what I'm, and that's okay. I encourage disagreement, because disagreement and conflict leads to resolution of some of these issues. I'm okay with that. I am a right conservative, a Republican, okay? And I encourage liberals and Democrats who are mature to step forward and help me resolve some of these issues. I am not a brilliant know-it-all. I am open to change. As long as the change, I can see it move society forward. It's not about me being right or wrong. It's about us working together, being able to come up with a reasonable solution that can move society forward. But because we don't let it go of our fundamental differences or our perspectives, it makes it difficult to come to a compromise. And looking at the finances. And part of that reason is because there's not a single person in charge. Generally, we need to create some kind of hierarchy, and not necessarily some crazy, elaborate 10-level structure, but someone needs to take responsibility for the choices that the nation makes, or rather a group of people, community of people. I don't really believe in having 15 people ruling or 15 people in charge. I do believe in checks and balances, but I don't believe in that, oh, hey, we need a council and we'll vote on the decision. I think a person needs to be the sole person responsible for making those decisions, elected by the group. Okay? The group says we trust this person enough. So it boils down into being able to surrender some. And yes, every party makes mistakes. The GOP, the Democratic Party, the Libertarians, everybody makes mistakes. It's not that 100%, anybody's 100% correct. But I don't want to live in a society that there's no rules anymore. My kids, if I ever have kids, are going to be born into a society where everything's okay. I don't want that. To me, there's so much value in it being different, being you, being unique, having your own contribution to the world, not being part of a collective, but being able to master and capitalize your own skills, and being able to focus on your strengths and assets. I think we all have those periods in the day where we have this thing called choice. What choices do you make in the day? I can't possibly imagine blaming someone else for my faults. I can't imagine blaming God for my faults. The things that I have failed in, I can't imagine doing that. I can't imagine going through life and saying, oh, it's because of this person that I didn't succeed. At the end of the day, I go to bed with one person, me. I go to bed in my head. And what that means is I'm looking at myself and going, where did you screw up today? Where do you need to improve? Now, I also say, what did you do right? Okay? I want to build my strengths, enhance my weaknesses to support my strengths, but I want to really, really, really master those strengths. And so I look at both sides, and that focuses me in business. It's getting those skill points down and identifying where I can contribute to the world. And I may never actually contribute to the world. The world may not like my contributions, but I can tell you that I will die with dignity. I will die with the dignity that I think that is what's going to set me to peace. Is that altruistic? No, it's not. It's not altruism. It's totally narcissism. But the thing about it is that I cannot continue just to not do anything and sitting idle. There's a situation at our hands that's progressively getting worse. And I'm talking from a political arena, I'm talking from a social arena, I'm talking from a legal arena, I'm talking from a interpersonal relationship arena, I'm talking about our kids' problems today, I'm talking about the education system, I'm talking about everything that we need to revisit. So it really boils down into one thing: taking responsibility. How much is the book that you can buy? Is it $2? You can buy $2 books all over Google. You have instant access on your phones. You have instant access to information everywhere. But yet you're pointing fingers at everyone else and saying, oh, this person did this to me, and this person did this to me, and this person did this to me. And it doesn't work today anymore. You have instant access to anything you want to access. So why are you guys still pointing fingers? Oh, I never had the chance to get an education, then why don't you read? Really, an education is someone teaching you what's already in a book. Why don't you read? One decision I made when I was 21 years old was, I'm going to take every hard-earned dollar I make at my $8 an hour job, and I'm going to take $1, and I'm going to take $2 if I have it, and I'm going to go save for a book. And I bought one book at a time, and one book at a time, one book at a time. And I really started adding up the amount of books that I had. And with time, it's just, I've changed a lot. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse, but I feel like it's made me a better person. I am an ENTJ, but I listen. You know, I've made some videos that have incorrect information, and I'm aware of that now. Stepping back and looking at that, I already have questioned some of the videos I make. I don't take them down because all of it's a learning road for me, and I'm okay with that. Every mistake that I make is a stepping stone. One stone closer to success. One stone closer to being better. Everything to me is, and it's like the compound effect. You make these mistakes, but you're learning these lessons through there. So don't be afraid of failure. Take responsibility. Look at yourself and go, what can I do better today than I did yesterday? And that's what's really important is we're looking around and holding out, hey, everybody, you owe me. Don't have that mentality. Work for it. And there's nothing better than looking outside and saying, you know what? My car may be $5,000. My car may be 10. My car may be 15. 100. Whatever the value of your vehicle is, if you have a vehicle, or your home, or whatever it may be, there's nothing better than looking at it and going, I earned that. I earned it. I worked for it. Not someone gave it to me. Someone gave it to you. That's where we don't take pride in that anymore. We don't have this burning desire to work for what we are given. And I don't think everybody's going to change. I don't think the world is going to change. There's going to be people who need your help. I don't think I expect everyone to change. I think more importantly, I think the people who are capable of changing need to step up and take the role that they were meant to fit into society and support the people who aren't capable. That's the way it works. A lot of the people who are seemingly not capable are capable. So that would greatly diminish the numbers of people with their hands out and saying, help me. It's more about helping yourself first. What have you done? You want me to give you money. What have you done? What have you done to resolve your issue personally? What have you done to move forward personally? So if you can show me that if I give you X amount of dollars, that you're going to do something better with it. If your track record shows that you haven't made one single attempt, do you really think I'm going to believe you with any period of financial capital at all? It's almost unreal to think about. But somehow we're moving in this direction. And it needs to stop. It really does. It's unacceptable. And there's a lot of people out there who do need help. So stop standing in the way of those who do, because you're making us, the ones that can help, be skeptical of the ones that really need help. That's my lesson for today.